Who the Jays played today? Was it the Orioles or, oh, hold on, the Tampa Bay Rays? It doesn't matter who they're facing. It's the Yankees, it's Oakland, it's Baltimore. It doesn't matter. The Blue Jays go out there against Tampa at Rogers Center in game 1 of the 3-game set, and they lay a beatdown on the Tampa Bay Rays. Ryan Yarbrough, I wouldn't say got the start, because technically Colin McHugh started the game, and then Ryan Yarbrough came in. And the boys just, they struggled mightily against Yarbrough in basically every start in the past. And they did an incredible job today, lined them up like a damn Christmas tree. An 8-1 win for the Toronto Blue Jays. 17 hits in the ballgame, only strike out 2 times. I mean, there's so many stats from this. I'm going to read out the quick numbers, or quick stats, and then we'll break down the game. Manoah. Unbelievable start. I wanted him to go the 9th inning, but alas, that did not happen. Vladdy's missile. He's now 45 home runs. He passes Shohei Ohtani for the league lead in home runs. He passes Papa Vladdy for the most home runs ever in a single season by a Guerrero. Massive job for Vladdy there. And he is 2 behind Eddie Matthews, I believe. I want to say Mickey Mantle. No, is it Mickey Mantle? I know it's Johnny Bench is one of them, and then there's one guy in between. I could be right with the Mickey Mantle. I could be wrong. Oh, no, Joe DiMaggio. Excuse me. Joe DiMaggio was the other one. At age 22, Vladdy is 2 home runs behind those guys for hitting the most home runs in a single season by a 22-year-old. That's insane. This kid is an absolute machine, and the home run he hit today, we'll get to it later. It's just, I don't get it. I don't know how he does that. And a crazy stat from today's ball game. The Blue Jays offense, 1 through 4 in the lineup. They got 2 hits. The rest of the lineup, 5 through 9, got 15. The boys just find a way to get it done no matter who is in the lineup. Everybody is contributing, and it is so beautiful to watch. All right? Let's break down this 8-1 ball game. You know, it wasn't all daisies, roses, beautiful colors there in the first little bit. The first 4 innings, I guess 3.5 innings, was 0-0 ball game. Manoah threw 3 incredible innings to start the game to allow the Jays offense to get into a groove. You get you get Colin McHugh out of the game. Out comes Yarbrough, and he gets lit up. And we already talked about it. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with an RBI single. Teoscar Hernandez come in to score. Insane. Then Randall Grichuk doubles down the third baseline. It stays fair. Kirk comes in to score. Then Brayden Valera hits an RBI single. Kirk and Grichuk come in. Grich and Gurriel come in to score. The Jays all of a sudden break out for a 4 spot, and they're up 4-0. They're feeling fantastic to this point. Bottom of the 5th inning, Bo Bichette. You know, was he on the ballpark or was he on the fairway? I don't know. Because he went down and got that ball. That is when look, that is the definition of, you know, see the pitch, wait back, and just get after it, right? It was incredible from Bo Bichette. He stayed back on the changeup. It was only like 79 miles an hour, but he stayed back, got down and got it, barreled the ball, and somehow golf that thing out of here to left field. It's now a 5-0 Jays lead. That was one of the 2 hits, by the way, from the 1 through 4 guys. And then in the top half, so they weren't done yet. Gurriel in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's an RBI single. Teoscar comes in to score. Stay hot, Lourdes. Brayden Valera hit another RBI single. Gurriel comes in to score. The Jays are buzzing. It's now 7-0. We go to the next inning, bottom of the 6th. And Vladdy comes up. And he's facing Adam Conley. And he gets a 97-mile-an-hour fastball down and in off the plate, may I add. It was probably in the bottom quadrant of the zone, but just outside the strike zone on the inner half. And he pulls that ball deep on a frozen rope. And somehow it's gone. As I mentioned, 45 home runs for Vladdy on the year. The crazy stats from this, a launch angle of 15 degrees. Insane. And he hit 114 miles an hour off the bat. That's just unheard of. Like, when he hit the ball, right? I'm like, okay, first off, that's got to be a foul ball. Okay, no, it's fair. Second of all, that's got to be a double down the line. Oh my God, it's gone. So how did he keep it fair? How did he get barreled the ball? And how did he just hit it out on a 15-degree seed to left field? It's just, the guy's just inhuman when it comes to hitting baseballs. Vladdy stays red hot. And that was the other hit from the guys in the 1 through 4. So the only 2 hits they had, George Springer didn't have a hit, Simeon didn't have a hit, Bo had 1, Vladdy had 1. They were both solo bombs, and the rest of the fellas just got it done, right? Now, top of the 9th inning, Austin Meadows solo bomb, whatever it is, 8-1, Blue Jays win it. And what do we always say, Jays fans? We always talk about when your team scores runs, gets a lead, ties a game, whatever the case, you want a 0 in the next half inning. Bottom of the 4th inning, you score 4 runs. Alek Manoah goes back out there. 1, 2, 3, get you right back on the 6. What do? You score 3 more. Goes out there again. What does he do? Clean inning. Yet another one. You keep the offense in the groove. You keep it basically acts like batting practice because you're always off the field at the dish. And that's exactly what we want this team to do. And Manoah was stellar. I mean, with all the offense, with the Vladdy home runs, with all those tail going 5 for 5 and all this crazy stuff. Manoah's outing kind of gets overlooked a little bit, but he was spectacular today. He was unbelievable. Before we get to him, though, let's get to the offensive stats. Teoscar Hernandez went 5 for 5 and scored 2 runs. Remarkable game for him. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. had 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. And going into the game today, he had an OPS in the month of September of 1,400. Going into the game, he got another 3 hits and almost had another home run, but Kevin Kiermaier, tip of the cap, what a catch. But I mean, unbelievable. And that was the only time Gurriel got out of the game. Insane. Randall Grichuk, we talked about him yesterday, given the Orioles, he'll be fine. Well, he just went 3 for 4 with a run scored, an RBI, and a big-time double on the third baseline when it was only 1-0. So a big-time job for Randall Grichuk. And Breivik for Kevin Biggio, who? I love Kevin Biggio, and he's having a horrendous year when it comes to health and on-field play. It's just a rough year for him. But Breivik Valera went 3 for 3 in the game, had 3 RBIs, and he walked once. He didn't get out today in your number 9 hole. Remarkable stuff from the bottom of the lineup. They got it done. 15 hits for the bottom 4, which is Teo, Gurriel, Grichuk, and Breivik Valera. And Alejandro Kirk's in there, but he went 1 for 5. But he scorched 2 balls that he actually got out on. So the boys were seeing it today. They were seeing the ball well, and they were ripping it. And I'm hoping they can keep this momentum going into tomorrow. All right? Alek Manoah was stellar. For me, I looked at his very first batter he faced, and I watched him strike out Brett Phillips, and I'm like, oh, that slider's dealing. This might be a long night for the Rays. And he went 8 innings, allowed 1 hit. 1. Joey Wendell hit an opposite field single. That was it. Didn't walk a batter and struck out 10. He was, I mean, just carving the Rays, the Rays up like a damn Thanksgiving turkey. Fantastic stuff from Alek Manoah. I really wanted him to go up there for the 9th inning. He was at 97 pitches. I understand it, though. I do. And it's unfortunate that Richards gave the 1 home run on the 1 hit that he faced through a clean inning. Didn't get any strikeouts, no walks, but he allowed the 1 home run. But what an outing from Manoah. And I want to pose a question to you guys before I wrap this thing up. And I mentioned on the Instagram Live in Blue Jays Center. If you didn't check it out, go do so. It's on the Blue Jays Center page right now. I posed this question. I want to get your guys' take. Let's say, for argument's sake, the Jays get into the wild card spot, and let's say they win that, right? Assuming Robbie Ray is going to pitch that wild card game with whomever you're facing, who's going to start game 1 against Tampa? If you make it past the wild card game, of course. Do you look at Alek Manoah? Like, I know it's a ballsy move in game 1 of the ALDS, but Alek Manoah has thrown 3 games against the Rays. They have done literally nothing against him. He has an ERA maybe just a shade over 1. He's got double-digit strikeouts in 2 games. He's been unbelievable against Tampa. Do you kind of see that and go, maybe he's going to get another start against Tampa at the Trop next week? So do you look at that, and if he dominates there, do you say, okay, well, that solidified it for me? That's just a take I want to fire it to you guys and say, if we get to that point, which is a long way down the road, obviously, because we got to make it first, obviously, but it's just a hypothetical question that if it does happen, do you even pose that possibility? I say, yeah, you definitely pose that possibility. And if he does well against Tampa next week, he'd be 4-0 with an ERA that is freakish against Tampa this year. And they can't do anything. Would you love? And plus, if you pitch him in game 1, you can pitch him in game 5. You can have him twice in the series if things go well, right? So just a thing I wanted to fire out to you guys. Now, game 2. Actually, before we go into that stuff, the Yankees came from behind and beat the Twins today. Damn it, Minnesota. But with that being said, the Jays did win, and we control our own destiny at this point. We still have that 1-game lead over the Yankees. And all eyes turn to the Boston Red Sox today as they play the Seattle Mariners. And if the Boston Red Sox lose that game to Seattle tonight, the Jays will have a 1-game lead in the first wild card spot ahead of the Red Sox and Yankees. Big time stuff on the horizon for the Toronto Blue Jays right now. 15-2 in their last 17 games. Insane stuff. And this jersey, guys, I swear, it has been lucky like crazy. They had the 1 loss against Baltimore, but other than that, they have been phenomenal with this jersey going on. All right? Now, game 2 of the 3-game set goes tomorrow night at Rogers Center. Drew Rasmussen gets the ball for the Tampa Bay Rays. He has been very good for the Rays, an ERA sub-3 and 70-something odd innings, so he's been pretty good against Jose Berrios. And a key to the game tomorrow for Berrios, fastball command, and does he have the tight movement on his sliders? If he does, it's going to be a long night for the Rays. You saw what happened with Manoah today. The fastball command was there, obviously no walks, and the slider was biting like crazy, and he's had the Rays off balance all night long. If Berrios can do that tomorrow, and the Jays offense can keep cooking, oh boy, it might be another long one for Tampa. But again, that team is first place in the division for a reason, 1 game at a time. Enjoy this one, Jays fans. With the W, the Jays are 18 games over 500, 81-63. It's a 7:07 first pitch tomorrow at Rogers Center as the boys look to win back-to-back games against the Rays, win 5 in a row. Look to keep the good times rolling tomorrow night at Rogers Center. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the ball game this evening, because if you didn't, you're obviously not a Jays fan. But if you did, smack the like button. Do appreciate that, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's ball game from the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter is down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, guys. And I will talk to you Jays edition, as we all know, tomorrow night as the boys look for at the very worst, the Series W against Tampa Bay Rays. Drew Rasmussen versus Jose Berrios. That's the pitching matchup at Rogers Center. 7:07 first pitch there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you guys then.